Hey guys, this is Sal and welcome to yet another episode of Technical Saturday series where we are going to look up at one more technical topic. But in this particular episode, I'm not just going to discuss about 7-step analysis, but this particular episode is definitely going to be covering about the implementation of 7-step analysis, that is price, pattern, volume, momentum, volatility, time, and sentiment. Although time and sentiment are yet to be covered, but this particular episode, this particular video of Technical Saturday series is going to cover up about how do we actually implement the first 5 steps out of 7-step analysis, which is price, pattern, volume, momentum, and volatility. How do we actually understand that whether the market is moving on the upside or on the downside or even in a sideways trend? That's what we are going to understand. And even there are a lot of people, those who are coming up to our YouTube channel on our Facebook page, into like how do we actually implement the 7-step analysis? How do we actually start from the basics? So in this particular episode, we are going to look up at the basic implementation of all the technical topics which we have discussed so far. So I hope that my screen is visible. And at this point of time, let me get back to one single basic thing, is that if the time frame, now I'm discussing about the time frame, if the time frame is daily, then it comes to a short term trend, that the short term trend is either on the upside, it is in an uptrend, downtrend, or in a sideways trend. Similarly, like bullish, bearish, or in a sideways trend. Similarly, if the time frame is weekly, which is like the medium term trend is either bullish, bearish, or is in a sideways trend. Similarly, when it comes to like the monthly time frame, which is like the long term trend, that depicts whether that particular trend is bullish, bearish, or in a sideways trend, or similarly uptrend, downtrend, or a sideways trend as well. So on screen you can see that the chart is as simple as that, the price action chart with a candlestick pattern, the price and pattern. Then comes volume, although at this point of time you can't see the volume because this is index, that is Nifty 50. If you look up at the futures chart of it, then you can definitely look up at the volume as well. But at this point of time, I'm just going to share with you the simple chart of Nifty 50. Then comes momentum, that is RSI 60-40 concept, and then comes volatility, with which we can determine whether the particular market is volatile or not. And let me quickly look up at the monthly time frame where you'll be able to understand that the long-term trend of Nifty 50 is completely on the bullish side. It is in an uptrend, forming higher tops and higher bottoms, sustaining above moving average. Although I know moving average is yet to be covered, but still this is like, if it is above moving average, it is in an uptrend and forming like a very good green candles, which is the pattern is also bullish, and RSI is also above 60, squeeze is opening also on the upper side, which means the long-term trend is bullish. Then comes weekly time frame, which is like the medium-term trend, where in terms of price action, it is moving further on the upper side, and it has formed a base as well, a green candle, which is also like a bullish candle. In terms of RSI, it has taken RSI 60 support. Like Bollinger Bands is also moving on the upper side, with squeeze open on the upper side, which is depicting that the weekly term, that is like the medium term trend, is also bullish. And on daily time frame, although in last 1 month of August it gave slight of panicness, it was also sustaining below moving average in between 40-60 as well. But how does it depicts? Which means, let's take an example that the price is moving on the upper side, that is in an uptrend. But similarly, from August month, it was giving slighter retracement. The candles were red candles which were being formed, and it was creating slighter downtrend, which is like a panic mode. And at that point of time, the frequency of red candles, the number of red candles was greater as compared to green candles, and even price action was moving on the downside. The patterns were bearish. At that point of time, it broke down of RSI 60 as well. It broke down of moving average as well. It was sustaining between 40-60, which means short-term trend is in a sideways zone. But at this point of time, like the current trend which I'm sharing right now on Friday, which was 1st of September, but before that we headed towards 30th and 31st of August, which was like super moon, which was second full moon of August month. Although I don't know whether you believe in planetary action or not, whether you believe in moon cycles or not, but it also plays a major role when it comes to trend reversal in marketplace. So that is why even I believe in planetary action, I believe in moon cycle, I believe in energies as well, and that is how we actually generate more energy. How do we actually filter out our intentions? Even I am having a thought to discuss further about these topics into Technical Saturday series itself. But at this point of time, on 1st of September, it has formed a bullish confirmation, like a bullish candle. It has broken out of moving average, which means after that particular planetary action, the time is not yet discussed into this particular series, but after planetary action, the base is being formed. And once we get proper confirmation, from this point of time, market may turn its trend. Market may turn its trend from like a sideways kind of downtrend from panic mode to an uptrend as well. And maybe from this point of time, we can see higher top and higher bottom, and it can form new highs as well. This is what I'm mentioning. It may happen. I'm not mentioning it will happen. It may happen, because usually in the month of September and October, we see good momentum either on the upside or on the downside. And as of now, the confirmation which we have got on the first day of this particular month itself, which was like 1st of September, which was on Friday, that was like the last week of like the last day of that particular week, it has given very good momentum, which means after we get proper confirmation, the continuous rally, we get continuous confirmations on this, we can definitely look up at the uptrend itself, right? And if we look up at Bank Nifty chart, then you'll be able to understand slightly other patterns on Bank Nifty and even on Nifty 50 as well. One of the pattern which I forgot to mention is that in terms of Bollinger Band, we are having outside inside pattern, where if you zoom it, then you will be able to understand at this point of time, the price action was touching the lower band. But when it comes to this particular candle which is being formed, the price action is not touching the Bollinger Band, which is like outside inside pattern which is being formed. And if we look up at Bank Nifty chart, then you'll be able to see that on Bank Nifty, we are having even better confirmations in terms of price action as well. Where if we look up at the monthly time frame, monthly is above 60, squeeze open on the upside. If monthly is above 60, which means long-term trend is bullish. In terms of Bollinger Band, squeeze is opening on the upper side, which means volatility is also good. Price action is moving further on the upper side, green candle, which means that is like a bullish confirmation. Similarly, on weekly time frame, it is slightly in a consolidation zone, in a sideways zone, and then we have like consolidating with moving average as well. As of now, medium-term trend is in a consolidation zone. And then on daily time frame, it broke down of 40 as well, where it went into the zone of below 40, and at that point of time it was in a bearish zone, but it gave like a strong comeback. But at this point of time, if you look up at in terms of price action, then you'll be able to understand this was like a base formation which was out of the band. But at this point of time, the base which is being formed, that is inside the band, which is also like outside inside pattern. And this is also, once you look up at the overall perspective, this can also form a W pattern recovery. And in an uptrend, right now it's a downtrend. It's like a panic mode which was created like a W pattern. And similarly, from the upper side as well, it forms M pattern, which is similar like outside inside itself. But at this point of time, it is taking 40 support as well, which means the market is telling that I am not bearish. I'm not so bearish, right? So at this point of time, it is breaking out of moving average as well. And that's how we do. And even if you look up at the short-term trend, that is like hourly and 15 minutes time frame, although we don't look up at those time frame when it comes to like swing trading, but in order to execute the trades, we actually look up at the hourly and 15 minutes time frame of stock specific as well. And let me quickly share with you one of the stock, like just for the sake that you'll be able to understand in terms of volume as well. At this point of time on NTPC, as you can see on monthly time frame, we are having cup pattern breakout of almost so many years since 2007. Yes, since 2007, it formed this particular resistance, and since 2007, it was forming like downtrend rally itself. And at this current trend, this particular stock is moving further on the upper side, and even into our weekly mastermind series itself, I have already discussed about how do we actually filter out these particular stocks based on like cup pattern strategy and so on. So I hope that you are absolutely clear on it. So monthly time frame is showing that price action is moving on the upper side. Bollinger Bands is opening a squeeze on the upper side. RSI is also sustaining above 60. Volume is good, which means it is giving us bullish confirmation. Similarly, on weekly time frame, it is already forming higher tops and higher bottoms, sustaining above moving average. RSI is also above 60 with very good volume. Also, the pattern is very good, forming squeeze open on the upside, which is also a very bullish sign. Then comes daily time frame since last 1 month. Although, if you look up at the Nifty and Bank Nifty chart, then you'll be able to see that it was giving lower tops and lower bottoms. But this particular stock is in a consolidation zone, taking moving average support, RSI 60 support, which is also depicting strength in itself. And even the candle which is being formed on the last day, that is 1st of September, at this point of time, it has taken moving average support, almost RSI 60 support. Volume is also good, and squeeze is open on the upside. Price action moving further on the upper side. Pattern is also bullish, which means this is the stock which can move on the upper side, right? So this is how we actually filter out those stocks. And even if you look up at the opposite side of it, that's how we filter out the stocks which are in a downtrend as well, which are in the panic mode, forming lower tops and lower bottoms, sustaining below 40. Bollinger Bands is opening its squeeze on the lower side, and volume is also increasing on the supply side. So I hope that you are absolutely clear on this particular concept as well. And even in further more videos, I'll try to do furthermore analysis in this particular way itself into Technical Saturday series. And then I'll be jumping into the topics of time, sentiment, and even moving average, Fibonacci, and other technical topics as well. So I hope that you have got immense value, clarity, and you are able to understand on how do we actually implement this particular 7-step analysis. Although the first 5 have already been covered, if you haven't yet watched our previous videos of this particular series, this is my highly recommending thing that you should definitely go through that particular series of Technical Saturdays. I guess we are done with 10 to 12 episodes of that particular series, but every single video is going to give you a lot of lessons. And even in this particular video, you might have learned how do we actually implement it. And even in one of my videos, I've already discussed that learning of any of the topics is different part, but how do we actually implement it, that is going to create the difference in how do you actually trade into the marketplace as well. So I hope that you have got immense value as well as clarity about how do we actually implement it, and looking forward to see you in weekly mastermind session where we will be doing the overall analysis of sector specific, stock specific, and so on. Till then, live fully, love openly, and make the difference today. I wish you joy and abundance in all you do.